Hey guys, how's it going? So today I wanted to make a really quick, well, I don't know how quick it's going to be, but a video about the differences between an OBGYN and a midwife. Yesterday I had an appointment with the OBGYN. Let me back up. As you guys may know or not know, I see midwives. However, I also still see an OBGYN because I have a thyroid issue that I need medication for, and the midwives aren't able to prescribe medication. However, I'm going to fix that. I'm going to go to a general practitioner for my thyroid medication and cut the OBGYN out completely. Before we get into this video, I do want to put a little disclaimer that these are 100% my opinions and my experiences only. So what I experienced may be completely different from what you experienced or what you've experienced or what you've experienced. So although I want to explain what happened to me, I also want you to kind of take it with a grain of salt because what happened to me may not happen to you. You may have a completely different experience. So, disclaimer on that. However, I have to gather myself. Yesterday, I went into the OBGYN. I had an ultrasound, which was great. No problems. He's growing great. I am 27 weeks and 4 days now, and the baby's measuring at 28 weeks, which is totally fine. And there was no concerns or no health issues that she saw, so that was that. Then I went into the waiting room and waited for the OBGYN to call me back. Well, the very first thing, mind you, I'm out of work right now because I have a really bad pinched sciatica nerve. And if any of you have had that problem, it is excruciating. Now, I've had this problem before I even became pregnant. I had it off and on for a while now. But when I became pregnant, it amplified because of the weight of the babies on my back and my spine. So I mentioned that to her a while ago. We got into physical therapy and I've been, doing great. So she comes in the room and she goes, "Congratulations, we're sending you back to work." What? What? No, that's not gonna happen because I'm a manager at Starbucks, and she's like, "Oh, well, just modify your duty." I can't modify putting away an order of boxes that are 25 to 50 pounds. Who's going to do that for me? Who's going to do inventory counts? I'm still bending over cleaning drains, cleaning refrigerators. There's all sorts of things, carrying, jugs of milk, all sorts of things that I just can't get around during the day that I have to do as a manager. And I have to be able to step in and support at any given moment. I can't just say, "Oh, I need a timeout right now. You guys are on your own." No, they don't pay me for that. They pay me to support and to help. And so I talked to my manager, and she said that if I wanted to demote to a barista, I can. Well, that's almost a $5-6 pay decrease. So no, I'm not gonna do that. I feel like I earned my title. I worked for it, and just to be demoted, because I'm pregnant, that's insane. Anyways, no matter what I do at work, it causes back pain. No matter what I do, I'm bending over, I'm twisting, I'm turning, lifting things, and there's just no way around it. So I tried to explain that to the doctor, and she goes, mind you, I have gained some weight this pregnancy. When I first became pregnant, I didn't have morning sickness. Thank the Lord, I didn't have morning sickness. That's a blessing and a curse. So I was just like, yeah, I'm pregnant. I'm eating for 2. Let me just scarf my face. I gained a lot of weight in the first trimester. However, now, since she saw me 3 weeks ago, I only gained 5 pounds. That's not bad. So she goes, I won't say how much weight that I've gained, but she goes, you know, you've gained all this weight and you're only 2/3 of the way through pregnancy. Whatever you're doing is not working. You need to change it. Boop. What? Excuse me? So, I don't know if you guys have watched my previous videos, but Moses and I are on a meal plan. I have breakfast, lunch, a small 2 p.m. snack, which is an apple, and dinner. That's it. Like, I'm not scarfing my face full of Twinkies and soda. Like, no, I drink a ton of water throughout the day. I eat what I'm supposed to. We hardly eat out, like, ever. I think the last time we ate out was like 3 weeks ago. I make all home cooked meals, and I'm not making crazy ass portions. At this point, I don't know why I'm gaining weight. I don't know. What do you want me to do? And so she's like, well, and I told her that I walk around my apartments, you know, which is just like a 1/4 mile. I walk around my apartments to just get some exercise. And she goes, well, if you're able to walk, you're able to go back to work. I said, yeah, but just walking around my apartments is about all I can handle before my back starts to spasm out. Not to mention doing household chores, like, that's non-existent. So me and her are going back and forth, and she goes, well, if you're having all this back pain, I'm going to send you to an orthopedic surgeon. I'm pregnant. I cannot get surgery on my back. And why is that the first thing that you run to is surgery? Like, what? Like, okay. So me and her are going back and forth, and finally I just was at a loss for words. I really, really, really was. And I just started crying. I was like, you don't think I know I'm overweight? I walk past the mirror every morning and I see myself. I see my face. I see my chin. Like, I see the weight. But what do you want me to do? Like, do you want me to go get a gym membership? Like, what is it that you want? So she's like, I'm going to send you to a nutritionist. I'm like, well, I make my meal plans. I don't need to go see a nutritionist. Like, they're going to tell me to eat more fruits and vegetables when I eat a ton of fruits and vegetables throughout the day. Like, that's my snacks. I'd rather get fruit than chips or something. We don't even keep chips in our house. Anyway, then she had an immunization ready to go on the desk. She goes, okay, it's time for, I won't say what type of vaccine it was, because vaccines are very touchy. I know they're very controversial. However, this particular one I did not want. I didn't want it. And she goes, you know, as a mother, you're being really selfish. You're not thinking about your child right now, and I really would question your thought process on this. I'm thinking in my head, like, this is my body. Like, you are not with me 24 hours a day. You see me for 15 minutes and all you see is what's on paper. I just could not believe the amount of disrespect that was spewing from her mouth. So she writes down the name of the vaccination and she goes, I really suggest that you research this, because next time that you come in, we're going to have the vaccine ready and you better say yes. At this point, I was speechless. And if any of you know me in real life, I am super opinionated. I say what's on my mind and I don't hold back, and I really could give two fucks what people think. Really. But in this situation, I was speechless. I couldn't say anything. There was nothing that could like words couldn't come out of my mouth. I was stuck. So I messaged my midwife and I said, you know, my OBGYN is giving me a really hard time about my weight. Every time I come in, they let me know how obese, that's the word they use, obese, I am. And I want to know, is this really a problem for you guys? Like, if it's a problem, I'd rather talk it out with the midwives, because they sit there with you for a whole hour and talk to you and console you and let you know that they're there for you. A midwife's job is just to inform you about your choices and to support you in whatever choice you make. They messaged me back and they said no. They said, yes, weight does cause some complications like high blood pressure and could stunt the baby's growth. But according to my ultrasounds, the baby's growing just fine. I don't have blood pressure problems and I don't have gestational diabetes. So they're not worried. They said that next time I come in, I'm going to show them my meal plan. They'll take a look at it, and if they feel like I need to tweak anything, they'll let me know. But other than that, my job is to cook a baby, get a little bit of movement in the day if I can, which I do, and to just not stress out. I can't even tell you, I was so stressed yesterday. I came home and I called my mom, and I was just crying and crying. And my mom is a biller and coder. Excuse me. So she's worked for OBGYNs, and she said, like, in her experience of working with OBGYNs, they're supposed to gently give you information because pregnant women are hormonal and their emotions are all over the place. So just to spew disrespect and all of this information at one time really stressed me out. I was shaking when I left. I told Moses I'm not going back to the OBGYN. I'm going to get a general practitioner. They can manage my thyroid issue. I'm not going back. And the whole reason why I switched over to Midwives in the first place is because my first OBGYN left to go take care of her family or something. Well, that OBGYN did the same thing to me. Every time I came in, she let me know how obese I was. I get it. I'm overweight. I know this. But like I said, do you want me to go get a gym membership and go potentially hurt my baby? I make really good food choices. I try to stay as active as I can without hurting my back. Like, what else do you want me to do? Every pregnancy is different. Some people, they stay really small throughout their whole pregnancy and don't gain that much weight. Some people gain a ton of weight. Like, I can't control my body. What do you want me to do? So I just want you guys to really understand the differences between seeing an OBGYN and seeing a midwife. An OBGYN, they give you information based on a medical standpoint. Yes, there is scientific proof that certain things can happen because of weight. Yes, there's scientific proof that you need certain vaccinations, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, though, if I don't go along with what the OBGYN says, they shame you for it. They make you feel shameful. I don't know about you, but I don't have time for that. Like, me and Moses live out here in Washington by ourselves. No family. I don't have my mom to come with me. I don't have a friend to come with me. We're not going to be in labor with a ton of family. We're going to be by ourselves. Every decision that I make, we make by ourselves. So when you're in a time like this, you're vulnerable. You know, you want to listen to the people that are instructing you and guiding you. But when they force you into decisions, that's not a proper way to educate people and to get people to listen to you. And the fact that the OBGYN is so focused on my weight, and when I told them that my midwives are not focused on my weight, her response was, well, there's a reason why they're a midwife and I'm an OBGYN. What? Are you discrediting midwives? Like, do you know how helpful these people are to us? I have gained more information from a midwife than I have an OBGYN. Mind you, these are just my opinions. So your experience with your OBGYN may be completely different. But my experience has been a little horrendous. I'll say that. My midwives, like my gestational diabetes test, the OBGYN, they make it seem like that's not a choice. You have to do it. The midwives, they're like, hey, you know, you're coming up at this point in your pregnancy. Normally we do a gestational diabetes test. It's totally up to you. If you want to decline, you're more than welcome to decline. I ended up doing it. I ended up taking the test. But it's because I was properly informed and able to make that choice through my midwife. I don't want to be forced into anything or backed into a corner for any reason. This is my body. This is my child. This is my pregnancy. If I had the choice, I would have been with a midwife from the start. I'll say that right now. The minute you walk into the midwives that I go to, Lake Washington Midwives, they work at the Puget Sound Birth Center in Kirkland. When you walk in, it's calm, it's beautiful, there's candles. When someone's giving birth, there's like 4 rooms, and when someone's giving birth, they burn a candle. It's very serene, they want you to have like a calm spirit so that moms can deliver in peace. When you go to an OBGYN, like, I don't know about you guys, but me, I'm immediately tense because I'm like, okay, what are they going to say to me this time? What are they going to insult me about this time? What are they going to force me into this time? The midwives, I don't get that. You know, midwifery it's slowly starting to make a comeback. I see more and more people, you know, hiring midwives throughout their pregnancy. This is my opinion, but if you have the ability, and I just have state free health insurance because of my situation of just moving up to Washington and becoming pregnant. I missed the deadline to sign up through insurance through my work. So I was able to get free health insurance. And midwives, when you first sign up through the insurance, they just give you an OBGYN because that's what they're used to giving you. But then I started digging deeper and realized that midwives are covered. If you have the option to check out a midwife, to meet a midwife, to hire a midwife, I would really suggest going that route. Yesterday, we took a tour of the labor and delivery unit in the Evergreen Hospital because I want to know where to go and what to expect just in case I need to go to the hospital for whatever reason. The whole point of having a birth center birth is to avoid the hospital and to do things naturally. No medication, calm, good vibes, and to just bring your baby into the world calmly. when we went to the tour yesterday of the hospital, like I said, I just wanted to check it out just to, you know, in case we need to go to the hospital, I know where to go. I know where to park. I know what to expect. It's just like chaos. There's nurses running around everywhere. There's machines everywhere. I don't know about you guys, but that stresses me out. Not to mention, when I was at the OBGYN yesterday, one of her words that she said to me was, if you're going to continue to gain weight like this, I might as well schedule a C-section now. What? No. Like, there's people of all sizes who are able to push out a baby naturally. Just because someone is overweight or not in the weight percentile that you want them to be at does not mean automatic C-section. Mind you, let me tell you guys, OBGYNs are also considered surgeons. Some OBGYNs get off on the fact that they get to do surgery. My first OBGYN, she took one high blood pressure reading and assumed I had preeclampsia and told me that she was going to schedule a C-section at 37 weeks. Well, I got a blood pressure machine and monitored my own blood pressure, and I'm fine. I don't have high blood pressure. And then I come to the second OBGYN, and you're going to schedule a C-section just because of my weight. Now, I'm not horrendously obese. So if they're doing this to me, I could imagine someone bigger than me, how they make them feel. Or imagine like a 16 or 17-year-old who just got pregnant by accident coming in here, and they're forced all these choices that are supposed to be choices are forced upon them. They're vulnerable. They're not going to know that they're their own advocate and stand up for themselves. They're not going to know the choices that they have. I'm not going back to an OBGYN. That's the last time that I will see her, which is really sad because the ultrasound tech, I really have formed a relationship with her and she's so nice. But the actual OBGYNs, I'm done. Seriously, like, you're not getting any more of my insurance money. And quite frankly, yeah, I won't even say what I was going to say, but that's the last time I'm going to an OBGYN. If all you are in 15 minutes is focused on my weight, that's a problem. And you spend 5 to 10 minutes of that arguing with me about a vaccine that I already have had, that I don't want because I already have had it. It's not because I didn't want it, just because I don't want it. I don't want it because I already had it. So, anyways, yesterday I was just really, really emotional, and like I said, I'm a really strong person and I can stand up for myself, but yesterday I was left speechless. I felt so alone and stressed out. I didn't have anyone to speak up for me. I was there by myself. Moses was at work, and I'm kind of glad Moses wasn't there because Moses would have slapped the shit out of this lady. Like, and Moses is the most nicest, kind person ever. But, like, one thing I'll say, like, when it comes to me, he doesn't play. And he was so mad when I told him this. He was so mad that we couldn't even enjoy the hospital tour because he didn't even want to be there, because he's like, we're not doing a hospital birth because of the stupid OBGYN. Like, we're not doing this, so why are we touring it? And I told him it's just in case, like, if something goes wrong, because the birth center is like less than a mile from the hospital. If something goes wrong, I want to know what I'm in for, you know? But other than that, I fired. No, I'm kidding. I didn't fire her. But I won't be seeing my OBGYN. And I really strongly suggest to you guys to do your research. When you get pregnant, do your research. See what your insurance covers. Like I said, I have free state insurance. Welfare, I guess you would call it. And midwives are covered. So you never know what your insurance covers. I would also say to make informed decisions about your choices. Everything in pregnancy is a choice. Their job is to just give you the information. It's your job to make that decision. You don't have to be forced into anything. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to follow what they say. You have the right to say no or yes, whatever you want. So just know that if you ever get pregnant in the future, I really, really suggest midwives. They're very, like our first appointment that we had with them, they spent an hour just getting to know us, just talking to us, asking us our story, where we're from, why we're here, why we want a birth center birth, what our thought process is through this, everything, you know, and I'm so thankful for my midwives. I appreciate them. I appreciate them a lot. I really, really do. I appreciate their outlook on life. And like I said, their job is to inform you. It's your job to make the choice. So, and they give you that control. So yeah, that was my little situation that happened yesterday. Sorry for the long rant, but I just want everybody to make informed choices about their pregnancy and know that you are in control. And if you happen to gain weight like I did, don't let anybody break you down because of that. You know, it'd be one thing if I sat on the couch and ate Twinkies and drank soda all day, but I don't. So the fact that my OBGYN went that hard about my weight really destroyed some of my self-confidence. So, like, you think I want to go and get maternity pictures done? No. You make me feel like shit. So, anyways, enough of the rant. That's that. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Click that notification bell to get my weekly pregnancy updates every single week. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye.